Hello and welcome to Blue Jays Today, where we always have something to say about the Blue Jays. I'm your host, Nicholas Playlog.
And I'm your host, Adam Peidel. And today, guys, we're going to be going through the over and unders for every MLB team and seeing who do we think is going to go over and under their expected win totals for the 2021 season. If you guys like this video, make sure to subscribe, comment down below, like it, smash that ringing notification bell button so that you can stay up to date. So everything Blue Jays MLB for the upcoming season. And guys, if you want to win a Blue Jays jersey of your choice, make sure to use promo code I'm butchering our promo code Today Jays.
That's the one
for Monkey Knife Fight. If you sign up to Monkey Knife Fight, make your first deposit. You also get up to 100% of your first deposit back, up to $50. Make a bet, play some Monkey Knife Fight. Baseball's almost here. Start smashing those bets and enjoy the game. All right, guys, for the video, I think what we're going to do is go from the bottom of the bottom of the barrel, the bottom of the pits, and work our way up to the top. All the way.
Let's do it, dude. Let's do it. Let's get into it.
All right, who do we got in our first one here, Nick?
Pittsburgh Pirates, man. As expected, we had them, guys. We had them as our worst team for this whole season, and it seems like the betting odds believe that we are the same. So they have the Pittsburgh Pirates. They're saying the over-under right now, the expected wins is 58.5. So to be on over, they would need to have 59 wins. To be under, they'd need to have 58.
Exactly. All right.
What do you think?
I'm gonna take the under.
Yeah, me too. Me too, dude.
I know they're in a bad division and it's like they might win, but I looked at their team earlier and they are just so empty.
Yeah,
they're
so empty. They're so
empty.
They
lost Josh Bell. They lost Musgrove. They lost other pitchers. They lost a lot of they lost so many guys. Yes, they do have some prospects, but this isn't the year. This isn't the year.
They don't feel like an MLB team right now.
No,
they don't feel like an MLB team.
They're empty. Yes. They're soulless.
They truly don't have an identity right now. And I've from my experience betting, I'm not going to bet on somebody who I just literally cannot trust at all. I would much rather trust these guys to go under than over. Yeah, so I think they're going to lose a lot of games. Pittsburgh Pirates under. Absolutely. Next one. We got the Colorado Rockies.
And the Rockies got 63.5 for their over under. Nick, what do you think? 63.5?
You know what? I think I'm going to go under on these guys as well.
I'm going to go under as well. I think I could even see them being one of the worst teams in the league because it's them or the Pirates. They do have a little bit more juice than the Pirates. Juices and talent. But they could sell their guys and totally implode this year.
I feel like they're already imploding.
It
feels like the management, and I always use this term, but there is rot. There is rot in that organization, and it feels like no one wants to play for them. First off, it's like the management. It's like they don't even want to manage this team. No one likes this team right now. The players, no one. So it's just like no one's going to show up to play, and we could also see Marquez getting shipped. We could maybe see Trevor Story getting shipped. I don't know, man. It feels like they're going to lose a lot of games this year, too.
I think the fans don't even want them to win either. I think the fans want them to lose. Well, I looked at a Reddit subpage.
If I was the fans, I would want them to lose enough where there's a total rehaul on the owners, the management, everything. Everything's got to go. We got to scrap it all. So if that means literally sacrificing a year to make that happen, I say do it if I'm a Rockies fan.
I agree.
Who else we got?
Next, we got the Orioles coming in. You're going. It's 64.5. Are you going under? It's 64.5.
64.5. So they got to win 65 games. Jeez, man, that's kind of close. We're getting closer, but I think I'm still going to go under based on the amount of talent that we have in the AL East. I don't see them winning a single series off of any of the other teams.
Right. I'm going to go slight over. I'm going to go because I picture 66 wins. Like they have some talent in their batting lineup. Their pitching is not there.
No.
But it's, there's something going on there. And you know what? I don't see them being that horrible. So I gut says they're going to get like 65, 66 wins.
I think it'll be close.
Yeah.
I think it'll be close for sure.
I'm going to do the over. I'm going to do the over on that.
All right, fair enough, dog. Fair enough. Texas Rangers are next, and this is a team where like they are just for the future, man. Like I feel for this organization. I feel like they're gonna suck for years to come. This will be one of them, and their over under is 67.5 wins.
Under. I'm going way under.
Probably going under too.
I'm going under.
Yeah, I'm probably going under.
That's a team that I can see really doing horrible.
Yeah, it feels
Just
like they're
bad.
just aging and not. They're just nowhere near competing. And the problem with them too, man, like they don't even have a horizon. Like there's no prospects to speak of in that organization.
Like they have somewhat of some players that might hit this year. Like they have Kyle Gibson as a pitcher as their ace right now. And then they have David Dahl, where it's like these guys, they might have hit it. They might have hit a while ago, but now they're taking a last chance in Texas.
Yeah.
But overall, it's terrible. That's another kind of rowdy, not as rowdy as Rockies, but pretty bad management.
Well, I think it's pretty bad management to get to a point where like you don't have any prospects.
There's nothing.
Right now.
There's nothing left.
How did you let this happen?
You kept thinking that you were going to be winners for years when it's like clearly you weren't.
No, you clearly were not. So yeah, I'm taking the under on those guys. Well, I've gone under literally every single one, and it might continue.
It might continue, man. Next we have the Miami Marlins at 70.5. Oh, sorry.
Detroit.
I jumped the gun. Detroit Tigers at 69.5.
Nice.
What are you doing?
69.5.
Over would be 70
wins. Oh, that's a lot of wins for a team that I don't trust at all. I'm still saying under.
I'm gonna go under too. If you were to give me this exact same odds next year, I'll say over.
Probably.
Probably. Because of the prospects that are coming up.
Yeah. And we've talked a lot about the Detroit Tigers in the sense that they have a lot of elite prospects on the way. They have 5 guys in MLB's top 25. That is elite. I don't know if any other team has that.
Really good.
So like that is just super dominant as far as like that's good management for you.
That's
like
good
they
management.
recognize that Miguel Cabrera was declining. We're not as elite as we used to be.
Yeah.
We got to get some sort of things and then rebuild.
They sold Castellanos. Like they were just selling guys throughout the years. Once they realized that their days are over. So, I mean, I'm still going to go under this year.
Eventually it'll pay off. Not this year.
Not this year.
Not this year.
All right, now the Miami Marlins
There you
at
go.
70.5.
Jesus, this one's getting kind of close for me, actually. I don't know. You go first, and then I'll decide.
I'm going to go under still. Just
70.5.
Just also tough division too, but 71 wins for the Marlins.
Like that is.
I think they have a chance. I think they're such a. I think they're the epitome of sleeper for teams, MLB teams.
Yeah,
they're exciting, they're fun, they're young, but I just think they're gonna get. I don't think they're going to do well in that division.
Damn it, man. I want to say over. You know what? Fuck it. I'm going to say over.
Nice.
I'm going to say over.
Nice.
Just for the sake of variety on this one.
Yeah.
To be honest, this is one of those props that I would never bet on anyways.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I actually have no idea, guys. This one's so close for me. But I do think that they have the potential to go over, so I'm gonna say over. I mean, that these guys made postseason last year. So.
Yeah. Well, shortened season, but it's just that NL East and
it is really
it's
tough. It is
it's
really tough, man.
Yeah. So all right.
See.
Moving on. What do you got next?
Okay, so next we got the Seattle Mariners at 72.5 wins. This one I think I am gonna go under on.
I'm going under as well.
Gotta go under on this one. I don't see a whole lot of talent on that team, dude.
They have prospects, kind of like the Detroit Tigers, coming up soon. But yeah, again, this isn't the year. This isn't the year yet.
Not the year.
Yeah, I mean they did get Paxton, but still, I don't think that's gonna make them any better.
I don't know why they did that.
I have no idea.
I'm not sure, and I don't know why Paxton wanted to go there either.
I have no clue. Maybe familiarity, but that's it.
It's got to be. I feel like it had to be like a money thing, bro. He's got to know that, I'm probably never gonna win a World Series now that I'm on this team.
Yeah,
no disrespect, Seattle.
No, I mean you're not winning in the next 2 years.
You're
pretty much done, man.
I feel like that's not gonna happen. All right, interesting one here. We got the Kansas City Royals at 73.5 wins. I do think I want to go the over on this one, even though the pitching really is not there. But I mean, like we talked about, they do have a bit of a sneaky lineup. There is some guys out of all of these teams so far, I have the most faith in them.
Yeah, I am going to go over slightly too. I think they have a good chance to get like 76 wins.
Right.
76 to 74. I mean, they're in definitely a more competitive division in the Central for the AL Central,
Yes,
but
yes.
I don't know. Like, again, I love their lineup, and their pitching staff isn't atrocious. Like, it's not like the bottom end. Like, it's not like their floor is like horrible. Like some of their guys are like mid fours to like upper fours, and like they also got Mike Minor. So it's like you never know what could happen. Their lineups are really good. I like them. They're a little sneaky.
Yeah, they're a little sneaky. I don't want to say their lineup's really good, but I think it's like serviceable.
I think it's like a slightly above average, like 14th.
Maybe, yeah. maybe around there,
like
yeah.
14th.
Yeah.
It's sneaky.
Yeah.
I like it. I like it.
Potentially. All right. We also have the San Francisco Giants at 75.5 wins. For me, this one I need to go under on.
Yeah.
It comes down to the pitching for me on this one.
It's really dead. They have Gosman, but still.
I really don't think that there is much going on there.
Yeah.
I do like Mike, and I'm going to butcher his name, Yastrzemski, or Yastrzemski, whatever.
Yastrzemski.
You know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But I do like him, and they have a couple other bats that I'm okay with, but realistically, I think the Kansas City Royals are a better team than they are.
Yes.
And these guys are projected for 2 more wins, so
I
gotta
agree.
go under.
I see, literally the Royals just having a better lineup than they do. And it's like their pitching's like the same kind of.
Yeah, kind of.
So I mean, I don't know. We don't know the guys off the top of our head. We're Blue Jay fans, so we don't know.
But
but it's an under. It's an under. Next, we have the Arizona Diamondbacks at 75.5, and I've got to go under on this one.
This one's tight, man, because I know that they have a couple pitchers that could be.
Yeah, they got
Gallen, right?
Zach Gallen, yeah, they do. But then after that, they have Bummy, and then that's about it. That bum, and
I don't know. This one, again, this is one of those ones where I'm very close on. I'm not sure.
I think just for my decision, it's because they're playing in the West,
right?
But again, they are playing in the West with Colorado and the Giants. However, you do have every time you face the Padres and Dodgers, you're gonna get absolutely slapped,
right?
So, I'm just gonna go
close.
I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna go slightly under.
See, I feel like this is a 77 win team, so I guess I'm gonna go slightly over.
Yeah.
But again, so tight.
Yeah,
so tight on this one, man.
Absolutely, yeah. Oh, this one's a very interesting one. Cubs at 78.5.
I want under on this one. I want under.
This one's so tough. This one is so tough. This one stumped me today. I was at work trying to think of I went back and forth because Cubs are going they're on the direction to selling their team. They're on the direction of doing it. They lost a lot of their pitchers. All they have left is Kyle Hendricks, and I think they have John Lester back. I feel like that was a thing, but John Lester is obviously way past his prime. But they still got Chris Bryant, Rizzo, Baez, Ian Happ. And they're in a bad division. I'm gonna go the over slightly. I'm gonna go 80 wins for the Cubs.
I really believe in the narrative that they are. We're gonna see them sell. I don't see them I think that the management's gonna realize that, and I think that their players are gonna be gone. I don't see this team I'm so bought in that they are gonna sell.
That was my other voice talking to me, being like they're going to sell, but they're really good on paper, and I'm like,
and I guess my thinking too though is really good on paper. I don't think that they're that good on paper.
I think they're 82 wins on paper. I think they're 82 wins. If they had that whole team the whole season, they're 82 wins. So if they sell mid-season, will they fall to 78 wins? Probably.
I think that the winning mindset will have the Cubs.
We're under. Because now I'm under. It's going to be 78.
I think the management's smart enough to realize that they're going to sell. So.
Damn it. Cubs. Why do you do this to me?
Red Sox, 80.5 wins. What do you got on this one?
I'm gonna go over.
Tight. I'm gonna go over too, dude.
Over.
I kind of bought in a little bit to what Robbie Hyde was telling us the other day. I don't know if I can
not
buy
too much,
into
not
like
too much.
89
But no,
or
89
wins,
and no. I
but
think
do
that's their
think-
ceiling.
Yeah,
that's their
yeah.
ceiling.
Right.
But yeah, I think they're gonna maybe get like 84 wins.
I do expect to see a bit of a bounce back here from this lineup.
Yeah.
I think that it's still very, very good. I think that they do have some potential pitchers in there as well that could turn out to be, very serviceable. So I feel like they're going to pick up some dubs for sure.
Yeah.
And yeah, I got to hit the over on that one.
Yeah, see, like with the Cubs, like their line, I like the Red Sox lineup better. And the Cubs, their pitching is kind of similar when they got Erod and Hendricks, like in that similar kind of like we'll do the same round of ERA.
Right.
But the Red Sox lineup's way better. So I do think they're going to get I thought Cubs would get 82. I think they're going to get 84.
I think that also too, like Chris Sale potentially coming back.
Like
that is,
back half
that
of
is
the season.
important for them as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, I do like some of the stuff that the Red Sox are doing right now.
Yeah, I like it too. All right,
Phillies, 80.5. What do you got?
Over.
Me too. Over on that one.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that the story for them last year was very clearly that their bullpen was trash. I don't think that can happen again, man. Like that ERA on that bullpen was like that, not like the video game level.
Yeah, I think it was just shortened sample size, heightened.
Exactly.
Heightened
It's
sample.
like I think that in a full 162, this is a positive winning team over 500, and we're gonna see that this year.
And they're gonna make some trades. Maybe they go all in more. Like I know they made a couple of trades last year for bullpen guys, but it really wasn't any star-studded dudes. Like you might see some trades. I'm not sure who's on their contract years, but you might see something like that. And they're starting pitching with Nola Wheeler. That's gonna be great, and I mean their lineup's awesome.
Yeah,
so
no,
definitely
I think that they're
over
good,
500
and,
team.
and especially too if you get those breakouts from like Alec Baum. I'm
Yeah,
expecting
Alec Baum.
I really like him, dude. I feel like if you're in like a dynasty fantasy league, like definitely be targeting this dude. I feel like he could be the future of the Phillies for sure.
I like Baum. All right, Cleveland Indians coming in at 81.5.
This one is so tight for me, man. I think I wanna go under though, but I don't know.
I'm going to go over, and here's why. Their lineup definitely did decrease with losing Francisco Lindor.
Yeah.
However, they still got, MVP candidates, Jose Ramirez. They got Franmil Reyes, the beast. They picked up Eddie Rosario.
Yeah.
They got some little prospects like Josh Naylor. They got in their rotation, man. They got Bieber, and they have four with Plesac and McKenzie, and there's one more, Savelli, who are young guys, not proven yet, but they are a factory for starting pitching, and I think they're going to have a great rotation this year. I think that even though their lineup's gotten worse, I think their rotation is going to step up, and they've been a winning team for the last 5 years. I think I watched John Boy today, and they said that. So going over 500, I'll take it.
I do think that they're going to be very competitive, man. I feel like this is, again, a really good prop. Maybe I'll go over two with you on this one. It's very, very tight for me though. But yeah, competitive. I think they will be
competitive.
For sure.
Absolutely.
Reds 81.5. What do you think about this one?
This one stumped me a little bit too, because I want to go over, because their pitching is nice. They got Sonny Gray, and they got our boy that we really want, our boy Castillo.
Yeah.
But they might sell Sonny Gray. Their lineup has some mashers still with Castellanos and Mike Moustakas.
Suarez,
Joey Votto.
Yeah.
Winker.
There's guys. There's definitely guys.
Do you have an answer? I gotta sim on this.
Realistically, dude, this Cincinnati Reds team to me, you know what? It's like, again, I want to trust them, and I don't know if I do.
They're in that division that's really poor.
Fuck it, I'll say over.
I think I am going to go slightly over.
Yeah.
I can see them going 84, 85 wins, fighting for that wild card.
Right.
Kind of something around that.
I
if they figure it out.
I think that's pretty fair for me.
Because even though I've said in the past that they are going through rebuild, their management hasn't said that, but of course all management's gonna not admit. Well, some I think should admit, because
I think that's super important to recognize. Hey, we're in a rebuild right now.
Yeah.
We shouldn't be competing. Sorry, boys.
And you tell like players like, hey, like we will, you may get shipped off this year. I don't know if that hurts relationship, but it's like we want you to just let you know us in advance. Like that's our plan. Have your best year. Go out there, play hard. We want to like sell you to a team. Like, if
or
the respect's
alternatively,
there.
tell them and be like, "Hey guys, like we're in a rebuild right now. we don't know for sure who's going to be on this squad in the future.
Yeah.
Make a case."
Yeah, or like if you want to stay, let us know.
Yeah.
Let us know. Maybe they'll cut a deal. I don't know. Who knows,
man? Who knows? But yeah, slightly over 81.5.
All right.
What do you got for the Brewers at 83.5?
We're halfway through, guys. Now we got some winning teams. Brewers 83.5. I'm going to go slightly over.
I'm going to go over as well, man. I think that Corbin Burns is going to take a nice step up. Really like Brandon Woodruff.
Yeah.
Feels like they want to win. Feels like they know that they can win in their division. I think we're going to get more like closer to MVP Yelich back. I do think that Hero will take a next step.
Yeah.
I feel like there's guys there.
They picked up Colton Wong, JBJ.
Yep.
So got Lorenzo Kane.
Exactly, man. Obviously, I mean, like arguably best closer in the league and Josh Hader, so we can win out games like that. So I do think that this will be a good team above 500, and I think that they can make 84 wins for sure.
I think so too. They might even be capable of adding guys. Not sure about that, but yeah. Now the LA Angels.
This one's
83.5.
tough. This one's very tough for me. Yeah, LA Angels. Shit.
I think I made up my mind earlier.
Right.
Because I had to do a lot of thinking and I looked at their team heavily.
I want to go under.
That is where I was going to go with under because look, they haven't been a winning team at all for the last few years.
No.
And yes, Mike Trout. Yes, Randon. Yes, maybe Ohtani. I like David Fletcher. That's it.
Dude,
they have their one prospect coming up.
I really think that the key for this team is actually Ohtani. Like, I think he is the difference maker, bro. If he's like,
they need
hey,
Ohtani.
I'm going to be an elite pitcher and hitter, then I think that they go over this.
And the thing, too,
that's really hard, though.
And they need Bundy. They need Cobb. I think they picked up another guy that they need. They do have two. They literally have two Oriole pitchers. And they need them both to do well.
Yeah, and it's like, I do think that Bundy will be good, but Jesus Christ. It's like, I don't.
Oh, there's a few.
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Other guys that they picked up that are like, like you might
too many question marks,
Yeah, like
I'd say they have like, super duper very good exclamation points in Trout and Rendon. But then it's like, boys, I'm not sure about this.
No clues.
Not sure.
I'm just gonna go with the pattern.
Yeah.
Which is the under.
Yeah.
And I think there's two. I think there's two other teams in that division, A's and Astros, that are gonna just be better than them. So yeah. Washington Nationals 84.5.
No, I think in my projections I said under, so I'm going to stick with that.
Yeah.
It is very close, but I am going to stick with the under on this one.
I think in my projections I went 85, so I'm going to stick with the over just because. I mean, they might. I think they're going to be similar, not like similar makeup like the Brewers, but similar position where they're going to be fighting for the wild card. Like them and the Brewers are going to be fighting for that wild card because they're like. Just close enough where they got Juan Soto, you got Turner in the middle of that line.
They got some exclamation points.
They got some exclamation points. You got Scherzer, you got Corbin, you got Strasburg if he comes back healthy. They got and they picked up Brad Hand as a good closing option.
Yeah. No, I mean
they got some stars.
They do have some stars, man. I think the biggest question marks are along with that pitching trio and making sure that every single one of those three guys stays healthy because they have all three of them proven that they can be aces in their own respective right.
Yeah.
Will they all be healthy and performing at an elite level is my question.
Yeah, that is the question. I mean, that is how they won last year is they squeaked into the playoffs. They beat the Brewers. They literally faced the Brewers in the playoffs. I just remember that now.
Yeah, nice.
And then they won the World Series because of their pitching.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's really good for them.
So under on that one, but Tampa Bay Rays 86.5. This is definitely an under for me.
Mine's you're like 77 projected wins for them. My projection was over, but after doing more research, we just had a Tampa Bay video. I have them now at 84, so I'm gonna go with the slight under right there. I mean, you're looking at their staff now, you're asking for a lot of guys to hit. I do think that they have a good chance of hitting just because of their history, and their lineup is. their lineup.
Yeah, it's like
their bullpen is really good.
Their bullpen's elite, but I don't see them any differently. For instance, to like I don't know, like maybe a Reds team or. Like,
the lineup's a bit like they have a bit of older guys in the Reds in the lineup. They have a lot of younger guys. I think the Reds have slightly better pitching on paper right now.
In fact, maybe I kind of like the Reds better, actually, now that I'm thinking about it.
But I think Reds might get, Reds are getting Hicks back, but the Rays bullpen's really good. They have a really deep bullpen.
I think that this projection, honestly, like I don't think that if the Tampa Bay Rays went to the World Series last year, this number would be as high as it is.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that when you evaluate their team on paper, you go, I don't know, like this isn't necessarily popping to me right now.
Right.
But then when you think, but they made it to the World Series last year, 86.5.
Yeah, because you can't MLB can't just be like the team that was in the World Series automatically way down here. And the thing is they've always kind of been a team on paper that hasn't looked flashy at all throughout all their history. From what I remember being a fan back in 2020 or 2010, like that Evan Longoria, and that's the only name I can remember.
Yeah.
And David Price, and that was it. So we'll see what they do. Yeah, I'm going the slight under on this one.
So St. Louis Cardinals, 86.5 wins as well. Right around there with the Tampa Bay Rays. This one, again, very, very tough. They're in the same division with the Brewers, right?
Yeah. I mean, this is the last team in that division in the Central, so I am going to go over just because they are so dead in that division, and I do think they are the best team in that division. They still have Adam Wainwright. They've got Jack Flaherty.
Yeah, he's elite, dude.
You got now Arenado and Goldschmidt.
I mean, they should be good. They should be good. Yeah, I will go on the over on this one as well. I was also talking to in our sleeper video today about their closer, who I really, really like, in Jordan Hicks.
Oh, sorry, Jordan Hicks was on the team.
Back.
I said they were on the Reds. That's my bad.
Oh, yeah, sorry. But anyways, I do think over on 86.5.
Yeah.
Now the squad, the Toronto Blue Jays, also at 86.5.
Smash the over. I'm going over. I mean, how could I go under?
Yeah,
how could I possibly go under?
We're not actively going to go under on our own Blue Jays podcast.
And you know what? I actually do think they are an over. I was like, okay, definitely over. But I took my bias out, and I do think they're going to over. I think, their floor is 86 wins. 85, 86 wins could be their floor this year, where their ceiling is 92. And that's where, and then it's all right, well, that's basically over. So
Yeah. I'm interesting. I think my ceiling's a bit higher and my floor is a bit lower. I'm opening it up a little bit more.
I was tight.
I do think that we are going to do better than that. I really want to see a trade for a starting pitcher or a development of a starting pitcher.
And that's exactly what's going to happen. And it's going, I'm so confident it's going to happen.
It has to if we want to go over this. It has
it's going to.
So,
it's going to.
I mean, yeah. So that is the qualification there, but I do think over on the Blue Jays.
The lineup is obviously those maybe who aren't Blue Jays fans. The lineup's just unreal. I looked at RotoChamp and I looked at all their projections. It is fucking amazing.
Yeah, no, the lineup is dope as hell. And then Ryu is definitely an
Ryu's
ace.
solid.
The question is, will somebody else emerge?
I feel like someone will emerge. I feel like I'm not going to count all of them out. I think someone will emerge and become number 2, and then we're going to trade for number 3, and then that's how we're going to do it. And we have a great bullpen. Done. Over. 92 wins.
Alrighty, what do you got for the Athletics at 87.5? I'm saying an under.
I think I decided a slight under on this one. I think they're going to be in that wild card conversation, like they always are. I think obviously they lost Simeon. Their pitching's decent. It's not star-studded,
right?
But neither is their lineup. It's actually their lineup is slightly above average. I've looked at it deeper, and it actually is pretty decent. A lot of no superstar names because they all leave. But I actually really like them. They actually have Matt Chapman. They have another guy. It starts with a C, blanking, but he's really good. He's supposed to hit 100 RBIs this year. And their first baseman,
Matt Olson.
Matt Olson, there it is. Thank you. So he's really good. I like him, and their bullpen's really good with Dykman, and they picked up Trevor Rosenthal
Yeah, I feels like this team is kind of like another Tampa Bay Rays, like no star-studded guys.
Exactly.
It feels like they find a way to win. I also, though, I'm looking at it the same way. I'm looking at their team on paper. I don't feel like they're an 88-win team. That seems like a lot. However, their division is pretty poor, so that's what makes it close to me, but I still got to go under on this one.
Yeah, like I could easily see him going over because in the past I've said that this exact same thing every year. Like, yeah, they're going to get like 85, 84 wins. And they always get like 80, 80, and 80, 90. And it's like they just do it because them in the Rays, same thing, Moneyball. They got to they got to get management that's smart because they got to understand like you don't have tools. Make these tools work.
Yeah.
And they do it.
Yeah.
So
yeah, fit the square into the circle.
Exactly. Make it work and make it 90 wins.
All right. Next, we got the Minnesota Twins, 88.5.
Houston
Astros.
Astros.
My mistake.
That's
the
okay.
Houston Astros at 87.5 wins. I want to go over.
I'm going over.
Yeah.
I think their pitching is still good. Yes, you lost Verlander. Yes, you lost Cole the previous year. But I still think they got guys to compete and replace them.
Sure.
Their lineup is still good, even though you lost George Springer. You still got guys coming up and replacing him in Kyle Tucker and Alvarez.
Yeah, and I really expect a big bounce back from like Alex Bregman. If Carlos Correa can stay healthy, then he's elite as hell. Not as convinced on Jose Altuve anymore. I feel like he's past his prime, but still a serviceable player.
And I wouldn't be
nonetheless.
surprised if he put up a half decent, half of what he did in from
I think
last
that
year
he
to
will
the year
be
before.
an average to above average MLB player.
I think
for
so
this year.
too.
Which is, you know what? That's fine because I do think that Bregman will be a star.
Yeah.
I think that Alvarez will be a star. I think Kyle Tucker could be elite. They have guys that could definitely be elite.
Yeah. And hey, they did make it to the ALCS last year.
Exactly.
They did compete.
Exactly, bro. And they just signed Odorizzi as well.
That's true.
So, that might boost them up as well. So
I like them.
Yeah, dude. Minnesota Twins, 88.5. What do you got?
This one's tough because I literally, when I think Twins, I think like, okay, I'm going to go over because I think 88 to 90. I think that's my range for them. I think they're going to fall there. They're still really good. Like their pitching is still good. Their hitting is still good. Don't know much about their bullpen, but not much has changed them other than they lost Rosario. Did they add anyone significant this year?
I'll be honest, man. I'm having
Alex Colomé in the bullpen. They added Alex Colomé.
Right.
Sorry, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, and don't they also have Taylor Rogers still as well?
I think so, yeah.
Do they have that guy still?
Yeah. So, I like him. I like him.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of their guys, a lot of their bats, like their biggest ones, the one that come to mind for me are Nelson Cruz and Josh Donaldson. And eventually we're gonna see a year where these guys are no longer elite.
Right.
But at this point, it's like they haven't proven anything to me that they're not going to be. It's like Nelson Cruz at this point could be still mashing 50 homers when he's 50 years old, for God's sakes. Like, this guy's crazy. So I guess I'll also have to go the over on this one too. But yeah, man, one of these years their lineup is good. Yeah, it's going to catch up to them, but maybe not this year.
Maybe not this year. All right, here we go into the top tier. This is what I consider like
yeah, these are the elites of the elites here for sure.
We got the Chicago White Sox at 90.5. I'm going over.
I want to go over on this one too, man. Yeah. I trust that lineup so much. I think Giolito is going to be good. I think that this team is just super star studded, and I think that Louis Robert is going to prove that he is a fucking dominant hitter in the making. I think that Jimenez is going to be dominant. They have the MVP Jose Abreu. They got an excellent leadoff man in Tim Anderson. They got Adam Eaton who can get on base. They just have such a good lineup.
They added Lance Lynn. They added Liam Hendricks. Like they made a lot of moves. I would put them like up there in the top like top 4 or 5 teams that made the most moves. Like I'd put like them, Mets, us, and the Padres, like definitely up there for the teams that made a lot of good all-star moves last offseason.
Yeah, so definitely like them as a team. We've been gushing over the White Sox for as long as we've been doing this podcast, basically, because I love their team makeup and I think that they are going to be a force to be reckoned with for years.
Absolutely. Second best team in the AL as of right now, in my opinion, in our opinion, actually. Next, the New York Mets at 90.5.
Yeah, I'll go over.
Me too. I'm going to go over. Yeah.
I mean, after you look at them on paper, bro, like it's hard to find any holes there. The lineup is dominant, and I'm never ever gonna bet against pitching. I'm just not gonna do it.
Yeah.
And I think that their pitching is so dominant, and I can't bet against it.
I think the Mets. See, the Mets, I think, obviously we haven't seen this full team together. And sometimes, when you get free agents together, they just for some reason just don't work. One of those odd times. And maybe that happens. I don't think so. But I think they can at least get 90 wins. And 90 and a half, like, give me one more win. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, no, I'm feeling pretty confident about that one, honestly. And even if like Lindor like doesn't pay off, which I think is ridiculous, I think he will, man. Yeah. It's like they already have such a strong core of their lineup guys there. And like imagine if Pete Alonso returns to like 50 home run Pete Alonso. Exactly. It's like, what the fuck? Yeah. What do we do about this?
And in our video, I believe that is coming out tomorrow, I talk about James McCann being a sleeper in fantasy.
Right.
And the reason why one of my reasons was he's also really good, but two people in front of him in the 7-6 spot are also really, really talented.
Yeah.
And they have great numbers.
Yeah, like so even they're not star players are still very good.
Very good. It's like our Lourdes Gurriel. It's like they're not considered our star players, but it's like these are gems. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Except I like Lourdes.
Yeah, I like Lourdes. I think he's underrated as hell.
Pray the Lord.
Pray the Lord. That's gonna be a fantasy name. You guys can feel free to use it. But yeah, in their rotation, we're not like that. That is just enough said.
What do you got for the Atlanta Braves at 91.5? This one's interesting.
I'm going to go the slight over because I think I projected them going 93 wins.
I'm going to go over as well, man. I think I went 95 on these guys. I feel like I think that we're going to see some of those young pitching arms like just get even more elite. Yeah. And that is really the only thing that's missing from this team. Like Marcell Ozuna just was a monster last year, and he's back. And Acuna, I'm still waiting on that 50-50.
Freeman,
they got an MVP there too. It's like, and Albies, man, and Swanson. Like the lineup is one of the best in the league for sure.
I
mean, it's really good. It really just comes down to will some of those younger arms of theirs be elite, and I do think that they're going to find it this year.
Yeah. I'm not sure what their bullpen situation is. Like, I actually have no clue who's in their bullpen. But I mean, the big thing about them is their lineup. Got a guy named
Will Smith, right?
Oh yeah, Will Smith. He's like, I think he's in his share closing roles or something this year.
Right,
but I mean, I like them. I mean, they've been winning, so there's not much difference here at all, really, than from last year. So I think they're going to stay winning.
Yeah.
All right. Now, the San Diego Padres at 94.5.
94.5. Once again, I'm going to go over.
I am going to go over too.
Yeah, and it simply just comes down to I'm not going to bet against pitching.
Yeah, not betting against pitching. Not betting. They have a really, really good lineup. Really, really. You got Machado. You got Tatis. You got Cronenworth. Who do they got in their outfield? You got Will Myers.
Also signed Ha-Seong Kim, who no one is talking about.
Yeah, like he wasn't even projected on RotoChamp to like even be in the lineup, but they got to find a way to put him in there.
He's going to be in it, dude. Yeah. We will be in it, and they got Grisham as well.
Yep, Trent Grisham.
I got somebody else too who I really like.
Eric Hosmer on first base. He's a decent guy.
Potentially.
Yeah, he's got him on first base.
But there's definitely guys there to like for sure, man, and I feel like this team is just on the upswing. They're gonna be dominant. That pitching staff is amazing.
Snell, Darvish,
and like the only team in that division who I think is gonna compete with them is the Dodgers. Yeah. So I feel like they're gonna slap the Rockies.
Destroy.
They're gonna slap who the hell else is in that division?
Rockies, Giants, and then I'm going back to the lower half. Rockies, Giants, and oh my god.
It's no
D-backs.
good. Yeah, I mean they're gonna destroy those guys. Like they're gonna dominate them like the whole season long, basically. So and Dodgers and them are gonna put up a fight. So.
Yeah, and you're gonna play teams from the NL West too. You're gonna slap those guys around, and I guess you'd also play a little bit of the AL West, which you could also slap around.
Well, they're one of the best teams in the league right now, and I do project them to get 95 wins or more.
Yeah, I might even go 96.
Yeah.
I think I might even have their ceiling. Would their ceiling be 100?
Yeah, for sure,
I think
dude.
so.
Absolutely.
Like,
it's just it's that rotation, man. Like I think their ceiling is the best team in the MLB. So
right.
I mean, sure.
Yeah.
Why not?
Absolutely. All right. Second last team. We got the New York Yankees at 95.5.
I'm going over. I'm going over on this one, man. It again comes down to that lineup is too crazy. They have multiple MVP candidates on that lineup. Aaron Judge actually came out. He was talking about Gary Sanchez maybe being an MVP candidate. He'd be one of the only guys who I don't think is an MVP candidate.
I think Judge was just trying to boost the confidence of his teammate, being like, I think you're really good. Like he's coming back.
And I do think he will bounce back from 147 batting average that he hit last year. That was atrocious for Gary Sanchez.
Yeah, and like that's also 2 months.
But yeah, either way, man, like their lineup is filthy. They have a star-studded ace. They have some pretty nice question marks at pitching as well. So I feel like they're good.
I think they're good too. I mean, I think I had them projected over 100 wins. So yeah, definitely going to take that for sure. You want to say the last one?
LA Dodgers 102.5 wins. That is a lot.
They make it hard. I mean, if they were, I would smash it if it was under 100.
I'm actually going to go under on this one.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm going to go under on this one. There comes a point in betting, I find, where like it gets like 103 wins is asking something. It's asking a lot. And Dylan, one of our guys, brought up a good point. You know, they won the World Series. They could be a little bit hungover from getting that World Series dub. And I do think 103 wins is a crap load to begin with. So I'm just gonna, based on like statistical, like looking at like how often does a team actually go over 100 wins, get 103? I'm going to go under, but they're more than capable.
Yeah, like you're basically asking, like literally 103, asking for under 60 losses.
Yes,
like, that's a lot.
You're asking for a lot. Like you're asking for these guys to come out of the gate
and just destroy
and not like no slowing down.
And you never really see that in baseball, many back-to-backs. You know, you never really see that.
Think about Boston.
Yeah, Boston too. They've just fell apart.
And I'm certainly not saying that they're Boston. I think this team is still dominant. They got Bauer. Their pitching is arguably the best in the league, but I don't know.
So good.
It's asking a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I could easily see him getting 105, 106 wins easily because like I think they're just gonna fucking steamroll over everybody. That pitching, it's just like, oh, you want an ace today? You're going to face an ace every single day.
You do have
every single day you're going to face an ace. And then it's like, yo, you want an easy lineup? No. Not a single batter in our lineup is easy. Like it's like you want to maybe we'll get to their bullpen. No. We got Kenley Jansen back there waiting. It's probably, I think Dustin May not even pitch. He might be a bullpen guy. They have 2 other guys who will be in the back half of that bullpen that are also could be aces. I'm gonna fucking go over. I'm gonna go over. It's just like there is
no holes. There's no holes.
But they could be hung over.
I'm literally betting on the World Series hangover is what I'm betting on, and betting on the fact that 103 is a lot.
But yeah, like I'm terrified.
More than capable.
This is probably the scariest team I've ever seen in a long time.
Yeah, I mean, it is. It's crazy to think of a rotation potentially being better than that, and then it's also crazy to think of a lineup being better than that. Like you have, like 2 like elite MVP candidates in
Mookie
more than that actually.
Bellinger
and literally Corey Seager
could all 3 be MVP.
You're gonna have Gavin Lux come up and be dominant. You're gonna have an elite catcher, Will Smith. Justin Turner is back.
Their rotation, how many Cy Young candidates? Kershaw, Buehler, Bauer. Yeah. I mean, it's just ridiculous.
It's pretty crazy. So
but
yeah, guys, let us know your thoughts down below as to where we went wrong on these over unders, where you're putting bets. I think I've made already like 5 or 6 bets on some of these over unders. Definitely what I've already said in here, but we'll definitely keep you up to date on whether or not I'm winning or losing those bets. But let me know your thoughts.
And guys, you can also check us out on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Anchor, Radio Public, and Breaker. Also check us out on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, all those platforms. And guys, again, if you do want to win a Blue Jays jersey of your choice, make sure to use promo code TODAYJays on Monkey Knife Fight. Literally get entered. It's going to be awesome. As well, guys, become a Patreon, $3 a month, and you can come and hop on our show. We're having our wine on wine this Friday.
Yeah.
It was super chill, super fun last time. We talked about Bauer being overrated.
Talked about a lot of things.
Talked about a lot of things. It's super fun. I'm looking forward to it because the work week has started. It's Monday as we're recording it. So now I'm like, okay, let's get there.
Get to the wine on wine, baby.
Oh, and then we're going to go live on Friday.
And then we will be going live.
And then we're going to be going
we had
live.
Such a great reception from you guys when we went live last time.
Yeah.
Friday, they're having one of the only broadcasted Blue Jays games of this spring training. We will be live for the entirety of it. We will be watching it out and talking to you guys about the whole thing. So be there.
Yes, guys. And thank you so much for watching.
And go Jays, go.